straight into the contemplation then. Divisions of intention. There are 3 types of intention: non-virtuous intentions, virtuous intentions, and neutral intentions. There are 3 types of non-virtuous intention: non-virtuous bodily actions, non-virtuous verbal actions, and non-virtuous mental actions, and most are included within the 10 non-virtuous actions. Of these, the first 2 are easy to recognize: killing, sexual misconduct and stealing, idle chatter, hurtful speech, divisive speech and lying. But the third, non-virtuous mental actions, are more subtle and therefore more difficult to identify. The mental action covetousness, for example, is a type of desirous attachment that wishes to obtain the friends or possessions of others, whereas desirous attachment in general may be a neutral mind. Covetousness is necessarily non-virtuous. As with all complete actions, covetousness must have 4 conditions: the basis, the intention, preparation, and completion. The basis of intention, the basis of covetousness, 1, might be someone else's partner. The intention, 2, the wish to obtain that person for ourselves, and the completion of the action, making a definite decision to obtain that person. 4, through our chosen method. 3. This decision is the actual non-virtuous mental action of covetousness. Our determination to get the object, our repeated consideration of the best method to use, and our decision definitely to get the object by our chosen method together constitute the train of thought that is the mental action of covetousness. Provided all the factors are present, the action is complete, regardless of whether or not we actually put our decision into effect. That bit's from Joyful Path of Good Fortune, page 244. Most of this is from How to Understand the Mind. The 4 conditions must also be present to commit the actual non-virtuous actions of harmful thought, and holding wrong views. Thus, the basis of harmful thought is another person whom we see as our enemy. The intention, the wish to harm them, motivated by anger. The preparation, planning how to inflict harm upon them. And the completion, making a firm decision to harm them. The basis of holding wrong views is any object, such as the existence of past and future lives, that must be understood to attain liberation. The intention, the wish to deny it, motivated by ignorance. The preparation, thinking of reasons to prove that it does not exist. And it is quite difficult for Dharma practitioners to create the actual karma of holding wrong views. But we still have many imprints or tendencies of wrong views, and these often function to obstruct the development of pure faith. There are many virtuous mental actions. Meditating on compassion is both a virtuous mental action and the mental factor intention, as is meditation on love. Whenever we listen to Dharma teachings, contemplate Dharma, or meditate on Dharma, we are accumulating virtuous mental karma. There are many times when we cannot accumulate bodily and verbal virtuous karma. But we can accumulate virtuous mental karma even while we are relaxing, eating, enjoying ourselves, or sleeping. Mental karma is more important than bodily or verbal karma because it is our mental intention that determines whether our bodily or verbal action is virtuous or non-virtuous. If we do not have a virtuous intention, then even if we perform positive bodily actions, they will not necessarily be virtuous karma, because virtuous actions must have a virtuous motivation. There are many intentions that are neutral mental actions, such as deciding what to eat for breakfast or deciding what to wear. Intention also can be divided from the point of view of its effect. 1. Meritorious actions. 2. Non-meritorious actions. 3. Unfluctuating actions. Meritorious and non-meritorious intentions can each be subdivided into those that are throwing karma, those that are completing karma, and those that are karma whose results are experienced in the same life. It's worth having a clear idea of what each of these are by studying in Joyful Path of Good Fortune, for example. These three types of action are explained in detail in Joyful Path of Good Fortune. How actions are created in dependence upon delusions. In dependence upon delusions, we create non-meritorious actions and meritorious actions. Non-meritorious actions are non-virtuous actions, and their fully ripened effect is rebirth in the lower realms. Meritorious actions are virtuous actions. They are of two types, fluctuating and unfluctuating. Fluctuating meritorious actions are virtuous throwing actions whose fully ripened effect is rebirth in the higher realms of humans, demigods, and desire realm gods. All non-meritorious and fluctuating meritorious actions of body and speech are created mainly through the power of a mental action or intention that moves the mind to its object. For example, when we think of engaging in a negative action, such as killing, it is the mental factor intention that directs our mind to the object and encourages us to engage in the action. Without first creating a mental action, there is no way to create a verbal or bodily action. Unfluctuating meritorious actions are virtuous throwing actions whose virtuous fully ripened effect is rebirth as a god of the form or formless realm. Unfluctuating meritorious actions are created mainly through the power of tranquil abiding. They are so called because once we have created this, it is definite that we shall take rebirth in the upper realms. For example, once we have entered the bardo, or intermediate state, of the form realm, it is definite that we shall be reborn in the form realm. By contrast, if we complete a virtuous action that is the cause of a human rebirth, it is not definite that we shall take a human rebirth. This is because once we have entered the bardo of a human being, we can still die from that state and enter the bardo of a god of the desire realm. So that last point is a very scary idea. If you dedicated virtues throughout your life to attain a human rebirth so that you can practice Dharma, but if the ripening karma, when you die from that bardo state, ripens in a different way, you could take rebirth in the God realm and you have no opportunity to continue your spiritual practice. That hit me the first time when I studied that book, and when I studied that line, that hit me, What if my karma ripens that way? we really don't have any control in samsara. That would be it. My opportunity to attain enlightenment would be gone. No opportunity to practice Dharma again, improve my realizations. Or perhaps we need to redouble our efforts to dedicate our actions, our virtuous actions, to enlightenment and the ability, the opportunity to practice Dharma again with a precious human life and a fully endowed human life. To create many, many causes for a fully endowed human life. Very strong prayers. Maybe that will work. We shall gain a human life and a precious human life again. Not a God realm. Don't want a God realm rebirth where you just exhaust all of your karma and you have no opportunity to develop compassion. Okay, so just pause that contemplation where you want to pause it, let some points hit home, and then just contemplate things that bring out things that mean something more to you. It's quite a broad kind of teaching. Okay, over and out.